Now we are going to analyze a given structure by using consistent deformation method. So in this example you are given a propped cantilever beam. Here there is a EI variation. First step is to find the SDI of the given structure. So I have shown the reactive components. Of course A is a fixed support, that's why there will exist two reactive components RA and MA. At B support there will exist reaction RB. Here I have not shown the horizontal reactive component, that is HA, because on this beam only vertical load is applied. Now we will find the SDI of the structure. So here SDI of the structure comes out to be 1 because number of unknowns are 3, that is RA, MA and RB, and minus equilibrium equations. Here we have to use two equilibrium equations, that is summation Fy equal to 0 and moment equal to 0. That's why we are using two equilibrium equations. So answer comes out to be 1. SDI is 1. To solve this example, we are taking RB as unknown. Of course, just here we are taking RB as unknown because by taking RB as unknown, just we are going to remove this RB. Because of removal of RB, we are getting a determinate structure. This cantilever beam is a determinate type of structure. We can make the structure determinate by taking MA as unknown. If you take MA as unknown, then there will be only generation of reactions RA and RB, that is we are getting a simply supported beam. You can make the structure simply supported or you can make a structure as a cantilever beam. Just you have to make a structure as a determinate type of structure. Next step, just take a projection of all the supports and the loading. I have taken the projection of all the support and the loading. Next, I have drawn a M diagram. So this is the M diagram drawn for the loading, drawn because of loading. So this is a cantilever beam subject to a point load. So this is the bend moment diagram for it. Of course, as it is a cantilever beam, we are getting here a hogging type of bending moment. So that's why here I have written negative. How that is hogging, I will explain that one. Now just consider this cantilever beam. Cantilever beam is subject to loading. Because of loading we are getting this deflected shape. Of course top of this beam is in tension and bottom is in compression. Always you have to keep in mind TCS. Top should be in compression, then there will be a sagging type of bending moment. TCS. Top is in compression, then there will be a sagging type of bending moment. But here top is in tension, that is opposite of TCS. That's why here there will be generation of a hogging type of bending moment. Hogging means negative. That's why I have shown here a bending diagram as negative. Now this M diagram for the loading is over. Now come to the M diagram because of the unknown. So here just apply the RB. This diagram just apply the RB. Because of application RB, that is the unknown, we are getting this deflected shape. So of course here top is in compression, bottom is in tension. Now apply TCS. Top is in compression, then there will be a sagging type of bending moment. Sagging is positive. That's why I have drawn this diagram above the baseline. Here I have drawn a diagram below baseline, that is negative. I have drawn a diagram above baseline, that is positive. Here we are getting sagging type of bending moment. That's why I have shown here positive. Now of course this RB is nothing but a point load applied to this cantilever beam. So because of this application of point load, we are getting a triangular bend moment diagram. For this just we have to keep in mind the table that I have shown before. Here once I am showing this table. For point load we are getting this triangular shape. For UDL you are getting this parabolic curve. For UVL you are getting cubic curve. Now the M diagram because of the unknown is over. Just show here the EI variation. This part is having EI. This part is having EI to EI. Show that part. So I've made here a line. So this part is different. This part is different because there is EI variation. So now just this is a cantilever beam subject to point load. So for this we can get these values, that is here at this point there will be a moment 7 RB, at this level there will be 3 RB because 4 and 3 are the distances. 4. Now to solve the given example you have to use the compatibility condition. So here we will use compatibility condition, that is delta B equals to 0. As we have taken RB as unknown, that's why here compatibility condition is to be written by the consideration of the joint B only. That's why here I written compatibility condition for joint B, that is delta B equals to 0. So delta B means it is comprised of two things, that is delta B1 plus delta B2. Delta B1 is because of application of loading, delta B2 is because of application of the unknown. Delta B1 is the displacement because of loading and delta B2 is the displacement because of the application of unknown. Now to get delta B1 I will use moment area method. So now what is moment area method? Of course delta B1 is the displacement at point B because of application of loading. To get that deflection just will apply moment area method. Application of moment area method is nothing but just to get moment of area of M upon EI diagram about a B point. So here to get a moment of area, that's why here I am going to consider area multiple, just you have to consider the three brackets. First bracket is area, second is central distance and third one is the EI variation. Just writing down delta B means you have to consider three brackets. First one area, second is central distance, third one is EI variation. Just this is the area of M upon EI diagram for loading. Of course we are getting a triangular shape, that's why the area will be half of base into height. Next is the centroidal distance from point B. Now come to the diagram. To find delta B1 just you take moment of this area about point B. This is a point B. About this point we are taking moment of this area. So first of all you take area, next multiply by the distance of the centroid. This is the centroidal distance. This is a centroid. Just you have to measure this distance. Take area, take the distance and multiply it by the EI variation. Of course in this M diagram just we have to consider only this much. Diagram is up to this point only, that's why and up to this point there is only the 2 EI is there. So we'll multiply it by 1 upon 2 EI. So we have written this equation, that is area multiplied by central distance multiplied by 1 upon EI. We are getting this value. Next same thing we are going to do for finding out delta B2. So now again we'll consider three brackets. First bracket is the area, second bracket is the central distance and third bracket is the EI variation. Just here we are getting a triangular shape, that is Benduen diagram is nothing but a triangular shape, but here there is a EI variation. This part is having EI equal to EI and this part is having EI equal to 2EI. That's why you have to consider this part separately and this part separately. So while considering this part and this part separately, this is a triangle and this is a trapezoid. Of course, you can solve the example by considering this as a triangle and this as a trapezoid, or by considering this as a one rectangle and one triangle. Here I have solved the example by considering the trapezoid and a triangle. So here I am showing the trapezoid. So let us come to the formula of the trapezoid. Area of trapezoid is half of sum of parallel side into distance between two parallel sides. And here this is a centroid. If I want to measure the centroid distance from A point, that is x1, this is the formula. If I want to find the centroid distance from B point from this side, so that is x2, so you are getting this formula. Of course, you are not required to keep in mind both the formulas. Just here, suppose if I want to measure x1, of course this x1 is the centroid distance measured from A side. Okay, so that's why first of all write A plus twice of next divided by addition of the total A and B. Same way you can write x2. Here x2 distance is measured from the B end, that's why first of all write B plus twice of next. Likewise you can keep in mind this formula. Now I use that formula. First of all, area of the trapezoid, half of sum of parallel side multiplied by the distance between two parallel side into this is the this bracket is centroidal distance. Of course, distance is to be measured from B point. So 3 plus this is the distance between two parallel side divided by 3, 1 by 3 into from 3 RB I am going to measure. So 3 plus twice of next is a 7 RB, that's why twice of it will be 14 RB divided by A plus B, and this is the consideration of EI. So of course, to get data we have to consider three brackets: area, central distance, EI variation. Same way, plus remaining area of triangle, central distance from point B divided by multiplied by EI variation. So we are getting this value. So now just apply compatibility condition, data B1 plus B2 equal to 0. So likewise you are getting reaction RB. After getting RB, apply the equilibrium equation. So apply here I applied summation Fy equal to 0. So Ra plus Rb must be equal to 50. So we are getting here Ra. Next equilibrium equation is just we are taking a moment about point A equal to 0. Here I assumed direction of MA as anti-clockwise. I assumed the direction as MA anti-clockwise and RA and RB going upward. Now just apply moment at A equal to 0. We are getting MA as plus 71.41. We are getting plus value means assumed direction is correct. Assumed direction was this one. What it means? Of course, this arrow is below a particular baseline. That's why it is a hogging type of bending. Hogging means negative. So at A, so first of all draw a free BMD. Next overlap on that is support BMD. Likewise, you can draw a bending moment diagram.